Okay, thank you everybody for joining us again. This is deep dive number 4. So this would actually be our 5th webinar since COVID outbreak that we've been doing to help people pivot their marketing strategies a bit toward more of an online strategy. And I realize that our current pandemic will not last forever. But what I hope over this last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it's been, is that in doing these types of webinars, people understand the value of making sure that they have an excellent, professional, and consistent online presence. Because there will be more situations where you're not going to be able to go out and hit your referral sources. There will be more situations where, online marketing or radio is probably the only thing you're going to be able to do for a while, or maybe TV if you have that kind of dough. But online marketing is super effective if you are consistent and you have a good team behind you. If you aren't sure what you're doing, we are here, Approved Senior Network Marketing. We can always help. Everything I've talked about in every webinar, including today, you can do yourself. You do not need our help. A lot of it gets complicated, so you might need our help, and that's what we're here for. Websites, SEO, content, lead generation, the whole works. So, and then our deep dive number 5, as I promised 6 different deep dives, is going to be viewer's choice. So I will send out a little poll, and you can fill in the blank if you have a topic you'd like me to discuss or go over again, or some combination of things. I'm happy to do that. So for today, we are going to talk about using LinkedIn to connect with more referral sources and gain more referrals and reconnect with old referral sources. You got to think outside of the box. That may be an overused term, but you got to get creative and you got to get a little bit brave. So it's not hard to up your game. You just need a few resources and you need to put aside some time to make it all happen. So here we go. Yeep, yeep. Okay, so we talk about this every time. Where's your audience right now? They're on their screens, from professionals to consumers. People are looking at their screens. I have seen an uptick in LinkedIn activity. I'll be honest with you, LinkedIn has taken a dive a couple of times over the last few years, but it's time to up our game on LinkedIn. LinkedIn was bought by Microsoft at some point. Things were kind of shady for a while. Not shady, but just like, it was hard to understand, and I don't know. So we're going to talk about this from an account free perspective. I am going to talk to you about what happens when you have a paid account on LinkedIn. They also offer a 30-day free trial. So you can do some of the things I'm going to talk about at the end inside that 30-day free trial, and then cancel it and you get everything you need. So this is pretty much all free stuff. It's just cost you your time. This is the kind of stuff I love and I know works because we have built our entire business on online marketing. Every single hour, every single minute, every single second that we have spent marketing ourselves has not been in person. I have spoken at many national conferences, but I don't make it a habit. I don't do it nearly as much as I used to. And I rarely meet my clients in person. I love it when I get the chance to do that, but over time, especially right now, that's not going to happen. And we still continue to build our business, and you can too. All right. So let's talk about our target audiences. Today we're going to focus, well, look at that. Today we're going to focus on our referral sources. Man, oh man. Today we're going to talk about these folks. 60 to 70% of new business for current clients comes from the referral sources. So we're going to talk about how to get more referral sources, reach out to people you haven't been able to connect with in the past, and also make sure you're reconnecting with referral sources you haven't connected with recently. So the first thing we're going to do some basic stuff, and then we're going to do some advanced stuff. Basic stuff. Your LinkedIn profile. We're going to talk about it. This is a no. This is no. This is no. Do you see what I'm looking at here? If you do not have a picture on your LinkedIn profile, you will not get connections, trust, authority, respect. It's ridiculous. Please, please go take a screenshot of yourself on the camera or a selfie, or have someone else take a picture of you from the neck up and put that on your LinkedIn profile. You don't have to be a supermodel. You don't have to have a professional photo taken. Anything is fine. People are doing online interviews on CNN and NBC from their kitchens, for goodness sakes. And I've even seen one interview where the guy had laundry on his bed. He's being interviewed on a national newscast, and he's an AP reporter sitting in his bedroom with laundry on his bed, not folded, just in a pile. So what you look like in your selfie, smiling and happy, is important, but professional and having a photographer come, that's not necessary. We just want to know who you are. This is a no. I am not going to connect with you if you do not have a profile picture. That's just the way it is. All right, so this is a yes. You don't have to have a million credentials. Yeah, I blow it out of the water and I always put all my junk in here and I change it from time to time. You do not have to do that. I would recommend putting your little banner behind you. That's not hard to do either. If you do a Google search for LinkedIn profile banners, you could probably find a bunch, even if it's just some kind of stock photo. That's okay. If it looks all stretched out and weird, that's kind of not okay, but put something behind you. This is actually a selfie, or maybe it's a picture from a webinar or something, and then I just use a little, I don't know, some kind of filter or something to make it look weird. So this is not hard to do. Please put your picture in and put something here that tells who you are, what you do, and something about you. Mine changes from time to time. You can change yours too. Your business changes or your job changes, that's okay. You can see that even my description changes. So I have had all kinds of different descriptions here. Right now I'm doing I have a strategy, which I'm going to share with you. And so I changed my description to match that strategy. But co-owner and founder of Approved Senior Network Marketing, or Approved Senior Network Marketing, is my primary business title. So you should make sure you go to your profile and fill all of this in. This is a free account. I have a premium account. I've had it for years. I don't even necessarily need it, but I have found lately it's been very handy. But you do not have to have a premium account to do this. You can have a free account. And then in your About Us section, make it legible. You don't have to put something about yourself in there though. That's super important. You know what? I'm going to tell my husband something right now. I just have to. Hey, Charlie, the garbage can people are here. Sorry, we've been waiting for a garbage can for 2 weeks. They're out front. I know you love that. So I put in some things here that just kind of go. Yeah. And then there's that. Yep. So I just put in some things here that kind of describe the history of our business, the history of my life, and, get a little personal, but not too bad. When I get off here, I'm going to maybe put the dogs on the farm or not. Okay, then there's a featured section. All right, so a lot of you have never used the featured section. What I do is when I post on LinkedIn, and some of you who are clients, we post automatically to your LinkedIn personal profile, which is your professional profile. You can go in here and feature some of those posts. So if there are some company news items that we've posted for you, all you have to do is hit this little plus button and pick the stuff that you want, the posts that you want to feature here. And this changes. I change this, every couple of weeks or so, and I feature different posts. I'm so glad that the garbage cans are being delivered. So glad. Activity. This shows what your latest activity is, and that's just standard for everybody. It also shows you how many followers you have or connections. I've been doing this for a long time, so I do have a lot of connections or followers, but literally 12 years at a minimum. So you don't have to have that many followers. Obviously, that's not the big deal. The big deal is quality people who are in your local area who are following you or connected with you. So this kind of shows up automatically. And if you want to see all of your recent posts, you just hit see all. Okay, experience, please fill it in. But just know too that this changes for me over time, not necessarily these top two as much, but I go through and update this once in a while. Even though I'm not looking for a job, I want to make sure people know kind of what our history is. And if you hit the edit button, you can feature things like videos. So if you do have a video or something that you've done recently that you'd like to feature, I think it'll take images and videos. You can put that here. And there's a link to it. So you can, if somebody clicks on the link, it'll take them right to it. Education, easy. You can see I'm very well educated. Okay, skills and endorsements. This is always going to show up on your profile if you have some endorsements for different skills. That's pretty normal. Recommendations. I haven't reached out and asked for recommendations in a really long time. See, look, the last one is like 2016. But this is kind of a place where you should maybe up the game a little bit, especially when you're reaching out to your referral sources. If you have some good friends in your local area that you like to partner with for networking events or marketing, ask them to leave you a recommendation, and in turn you leave them a recommendation too. They will appreciate it, and it looks really good to new referral sources to see who else in your community is recommending you. So probably what I'll do is reach out to a few of our key clients and ask them to leave me a recommendation, and I'll do that for them. That's, we've gotten to know a lot of our clients over the years, and we're happy to do that. Publications, you may not have any, and that's okay. Language, and then projects. And this is kind of old for me. I don't do projects usually. That's not really our thing. This would be more for somebody who maybe does projects in their business, or web developer or something like that. We don't really have projects. But if you have any publications that you want to list there, please do it. All right. Let's also be clear about this. I know that it seems like a LinkedIn business page is a really big deal to some people, and they want their LinkedIn business page to be really busy, and they want everybody to go to their LinkedIn business page. No one wants to do business with your LinkedIn business page. 0 people. They might follow it, they might see it, but the person they're interested in, and remember, this is called social media, the person they're interested in is you. So your personal profile, your professional representation of yourself and your business should be your professional profile. And the content that you put on LinkedIn should not be Facebook grade content. And if you look at LinkedIn, you'll know what I mean. Some people are putting like dog videos and stuff. And no. Interesting is great. Stuff about your business and things that you're doing is great. Puppy videos and kitty videos and memes that don't belong on LinkedIn don't belong on LinkedIn. This is your professional representation of you. Keep it fairly professional. Light and happy, even funny is fine. But if it's something that you think would be funny, satire or whatever on Facebook because your friends would laugh at it, I wouldn't put it on LinkedIn. I typically don't. Anyway, so LinkedIn business page. Yes, I would have one if I were you. And we always tell our clients this. We can't set it up for you. We can send you the instructions. It's just like a Facebook business page. There is no username and password for a LinkedIn business page. You, the business owner, create it, or the marketer, create the business page, and then you make us the admins if you want us to post to it automatically for you. I'm totally fine with that. You create the business page because it's going to ask you to confirm your email address, and it's got to go through you to do a bunch of stuff. So if we do it, then we're just ending up bugging you, and it's double work. You set it up, make us admins, we'll send you the instructions, or if you have a third party doing marketing work for you, don't make me an admin of your business page. But what we do for our clients is we jazz them up. because it is not intuitive as to how to manage these, and it's really not a place where, if you're a recruiter, if you are a headhunter, if you are someone like that, this is really important. But for generally speaking, for businesses, having content roll into your LinkedIn business page is important. But this is not where people are going to typically do business with you. Yes, they may look at it. Yes, they might follow it, but they're not going to say, yeah, I want to do business with, they want to do business with Valerie or Bob or George, or see who our employees are or whatever. So this is our business page. This header is important. I'll show you a couple of examples. This is ours. You can do, put your awards up here. You can do whatever you want to do with this. There's a certain size. I can always send you that. You can Google it and say, what's the LinkedIn business page banner size? And Google will tell you. And then you put your little logo here and all the things you want to say. Make sure you fill in the tagline, and then all your content goes in. So this is our business page. So this is one of the last posts. This is yesterday. This is just a screenshot of one of the last posts that went up. Okay, so I was going to show you another one that we did. lifecareus.com. They have a really nice LinkedIn banner on their page. So I guess I didn't put that in here. But this banner really can say a lot. I like the fact that on theirs, we put all their awards across here that they've earned over the last few years, their logo, and it's in their colors. And then of course their logo also goes here. So you can really jazz this up nicely. It's really a kind of a small banner, and keep things in the middle. You see how this is kind of in the middle, sort of like your Facebook business page. You want to keep things, because on mobile, things over here on the side are going to get cut off. So kind of keep it simple and in the middle. All right, and then all your posts from your blog can roll in here automatically, and that's what I think is important, having regular content roll through here. We also have approved senior network marketing. We have approved senior network, which is more geared towards seniors. We have different content rolling into different pages because we blog post on all of our websites, whether we have them or they're our clients. For our clients, if we have access to their business page and their personal page, then yes, all of their content that we blog post for them goes into this system. The other thing you have to know about LinkedIn is they get picky and they make you reset or re-up your password or reconnect to any third party. So if you're using Hootsuite or Buffer or any third party, we use Deliverit, third party system, and you're trying to get your content from your website to here automatically, it will make you reconnect to LinkedIn every 90 days. It's a hassle and a half, but worth doing. Okay. So that's your business page. Okay, I see we have some questions. So if you do have a question, can you explain the business page again? How is it different from your personal page? Oh, sure. So how is a business page different from your personal page? When you create a LinkedIn account, let me go back here. When you create a LinkedIn account, you are creating a personal account that is a professional representation of you. So I don't put pictures of my kids on LinkedIn, my profile. This is all about me. It's sort of like my online resume. This is what people will look at when they are trying to decide if they want to connect with you, network with you. This is what you need to max out. You need to put everything about you in here that you possibly can. A business page is about your company. It is not about you personally. It's about your company. So if you look closely at a business page, let's go down. This is all personal, professional stuff. You can see this is about our company, not about me. And you can see that anybody else who has put down that they work for us, you can see 6 employees on LinkedIn. We have more than that, but not everybody's a LinkedIn user. And some of the people that are listed don't work for us anymore. They just haven't changed their LinkedIn profile in years. So anyway, this is about the company. So once you have a personal profile put together, you can create a company. LinkedIn has the the tutorials, and it's just an easy thing to do. You just create a company page and walk through the steps. And then as an admin, you can view it as an admin because you created it, and you can add in all of these things that you need to add in, the header banner and all the details you want to add. So it's not hard to do, but you have to have a personal profile set up first. And remember, people do not want to do business with this. They want to do business with you, your face, your personal profile. All right. So let's get to the good stuff, which is connecting with new referral sources and re-engaging with older referral sources. And I'm going to show you what not to do. But I'm going to show you something about groups first. How many of you, I bet you don't have to raise your hand, but you're probably a member of a group on LinkedIn if you've used LinkedIn at all. If you go to the top of your page when you're logged in and you go to this little section that says work, you can click the little arrow here and groups will be a selection. Any group you're a member of will show up in that section there. This is a group, and you can start your own group. You don't have to wait for someone else. So this is a group that we started a long, long time ago. You'll see there are 4,752 members. Not all of them are active. In fact, many of them aren't. You probably see my stuff, but people aren't talking back and forth all the time. And that's partially my fault. We are not as active. I put everything we do in here in this group, but there's not a lot of active conversations going on. You can see right now there are 2 requests to join our group. Happy to let anybody who's in the senior care market in. I get a lot of requests from people who don't meet that criteria or who are marketers or who are from another country and their business has nothing to do with senior care. So I do not let everybody join. I do kind of monitor that, but it's not overwhelming. So you can manage your group and edit your group if you are the admin. I do keep it up to date with a banner, and I try to make sure that if someone is posting every single day some kind of weird stuff, that I don't let them post weird stuff every day. So we just try to kind of keep things under control a little bit. But starting a group, now this is a national group. You, on the other hand, need to join local groups. So in other words, if I were a senior care, home care business owner, assisted living owner in Nashville, I would look for Nashville groups. So you can do a search right up here in the top on LinkedIn for groups, and you can search your hometown or wherever you're located, and you can search for groups that are local to you. This is the Nashville Business Journal. I would join groups like this, and I would join healthcare in business groups. So I did a search for St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where I live, and I looked for some groups. I want you to notice something. You may see one that has a really nice title, but only 4 members. That's not going to really do much good. So you want to look for, like, maybe your college. If you're still local to your college, you might have alumni members. You may have, let's see, this one, Women's Power Networking. And this is it might be have a location in St. Louis, and they might have national stuff, Webster University. So look for groups that are local to you. I am a member of the St. Louis Healthcare Network, and there's a few others. And I post in there when we have something like this going on, like a webinar that might interest them. I don't post every day. I don't put my advertisements in there all the time. That's not what this is for. It's for connecting on a, talking to each other back and forth. They might have, of course, meetups are probably not happening right now, but eventually they might go back to having meetups. And so these are the kinds of things that you want to do. Find some local groups to join and reach out, say hello, introduce yourself, and read the rules and make sure you know what they are. Look at what other people are posting. If you have a post that's educational, then put it in there. Share it with them. It's okay. But make sure that you're not just talking about, hey, we provide home care, assisted living, send your people to us. They don't even know what you're talking about. Ease into the conversation. Engage with other people. The more you engage on LinkedIn, whether you're giving them a thumbs up or commenting on a nice post, the more you will get that in return. It's just like Facebook. You engage with people, they will engage with you. If all you're doing is trying to advertise your business over and over and over again, nobody's going to care about that. Be interesting, be professional on LinkedIn. All right, so that's groups. I highly recommend, if you don't see a group that you would like to be a part of or you wish existed on LinkedIn, start one yourself, but do a thorough search, because sometimes they're not named what you think they should be named, and there may be an existing group that you could just be a member of. But having your own group is really nice, and you can invite people to it, and you can start that conversation and that engagement the way you want that to work. It's not just about advertising. So now I'm going to talk to you about getting the attention of current contacts in LinkedIn and getting new referral contacts to connect with you in LinkedIn using what someone else taught me is the pull method. The push method is when you're pushing out your ad all the time. That's outbound. We're talking about inbound. We're talking about pulling people in because they're interested in what you have to say. And that's what we're about to talk about. Now, this takes a little bit of energy, a little bit of time, and a little bit of brave. Okay? This is what you don't want to do. This is a nope. So this person, and I get this every day, every single day. This is automated, which I am fine with automation. I am all about the automation, but there are some things that will get a high level no right away. So this person sent me a contact request. We're looking to grow our agency network and marketing. I'd love to connect with you to discuss possible collaboration between us in the nearest future. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so I said sure. Connection request. You can see he's now a first level connection because I said yes. So that was on April 30th at 2:20. At 4:22 p.m., I get another email, which is nice. Thanks for accepting my invitation. I reached out because with what's happening now, advertisers are shifting their budget in order to target their consumers at their homes and their platforms of all sorts. We may be able to help you augment your current service offerings by using a platform. Would you be interested? Okay, no. We just met. You have no idea what I do. I said yes to an invitation to connect because we're both in marketing, and that's fine. But no, I don't want your sales pitch. This is not the way to handle this. So if someone connects with you, the first thing you don't say to them is, hey, by the way, can you send me your referrals? Can we talk? Huh? No, don't do it. This is what happened when I didn't answer him. This is an automated, believe me, this is automated. He did not think this up. So he's subscribed to some kind of system that does this for him. This is on Thursday. This is 2 days later at 4:37 p.m. I still haven't heard back from you. It's quite a shame. Oh, really? Is it quite a shame? Because guess what? It's a shame you just said that because I ain't answering you now. Approved Senior Network caught my attention. No, it didn't. And it was great to see him digital work because blah, 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 blah. So, never answered the guy. Don't do this. This is ridiculous. And don't ever say it's quite a shame because, you know what? You say something like that to me, you ain't never going to hear from me again, brother. Okay, so that's what a nope is. Let's talk about something else. And I learned this recently and it really helped me not only generate content, but also really expand if you have 8,000 contacts, yeah, you have a lot of contacts. But I really wanted to reach out to more people because that's 12 years of contacts. And I really want to make sure that there's a lot of new people. There's people from 3 years ago that I'm not connected with or 5 years ago. So I want to make sure that we were getting all the connections we can that are appropriate for us. And it's an appropriate connection both ways. And that's what you should be looking for. If you're looking for referral sources, they're local to you and they potentially can refer clients to you. They've probably been in business for a while and you know what the other criteria is, okay? So this is what we call the pull method. Now you got to up your game on some of this stuff. So having a podcast is not that hard to do, and I'm going to show you in just a second. You see me do these videos all the time. Yes, I wear makeup and try to look appropriate, and I do have a green screen behind me, but normally you can just see the wall behind me. You do not have to be crazy creative and have a professional studio, there's just a few simple things you need to do. A microphone, a camera, a light that's in front of you looking at you, and you can be set up for free pretty quickly. Now, you might have to spend a little dough on this, and you might want to buy a Logitech camera, but it's not that big of a deal. All right, so here's what I did. I picked some folks that had been in the business for 3 years or more, and I sent out some emails to them or connection requests. And I said, hi, Blair. Well, this is just an example. I have a podcast where leaders with 3 or more years in the senior care industry share their advice. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because we make it easy for senior care professionals to create content. I think you would make a great guest. Can we connect? And do you know that I've had very few people say no? I wouldn't even know if they didn't connect with me. But more often, they're actually scheduling a time to be a guest. And it's 6 questions in 9 minutes. Now, that's easy, that's fast. And by the way, any of you listening, if you have 3 or more years of experience, because we're kind of looking for some seasoned professionals, we're asking for advice, things like that. And so if you meet that criteria, you're more than welcome to schedule on my podcast. We are already scheduled out through into June. You can get a June appointment. So it's not like it has to be tomorrow. This is what happened. Within 1 week, we had a bunch scheduled, but there are 4 that have been published. So Tanya Spear with Silver Linings Home Care, serving Western Mass and Cape Cod. This one doesn't. This is Miss Lamas, and I'm Jennifer Lamas, I think. And sorry, I didn't put her name at the top. And then Jennifer Thompson with Home Care Assistance, and Jim Myers with Chorus Health in Albuquerque, New Mexico. All of them were great interviews. They were 6 questions in 9 minutes. We got on a Zoom call, so you can see the settings there, except for Jim. He had an audio issue, so it was just him. But anyway, you can see it's just the 2 of us on a Zoom call. You can do this. You can use the free Zoom meeting. I think there's a free level you can use and do this. They already had the questions in advance. I can share those with you, and they're super simple. And we got on and did this. Now, if you don't want to be on camera, you can still do it on Zoom so that you can see each other, but you can just share the audio on a podcast. Zoom automatically sends you an audio file and the video file. So I'll show you how I do that. This is what happened when we put that email out and connection requests. So not only have my connections increased, and they are appropriate connections, they're not just everybody who does marketing in the whole world. They're actually people I want to talk to. I'm not asking them for anything. I'm not asking these people to do business with us. If they ever want to, that's great. But now they're connected to me in a meaningful way. And I've given them something simple, a little bit of airtime, a little bit of something they can use, a video they can use on their website, or an audio file that they can post. And I can post it. So we all have content. It was super easy. It took 15 minutes to do it total. You get on, you say hi, make sure everything's okay. And then boom, you go through the questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which they've had, and they know what the questions are in advance. And then we're done. Okay, so I'll show you what the audio part of that looks like. So here is what we did. Boom, boom. You can see now my clients are interspersed in here, but anytime it says netcast, this is May 1st, and this is May 6th at the bottom of this list. And this is our CRM, by the way. Hello, you can use it for appointments. This is May 14th at the top. This is June 12th at the bottom. So you can see all these are scheduled. Now, what I realized very quickly is that so many people were saying yes that it was killing me. It is killing me. It is killing me softly because I'm on the phone all day. So, and there's nothing I can do like 3 calls a day, and that's my max, but I'm on like 7 calls a day right now. So I managed my calendar and said, and put a hold on that and said, okay, I can only do 1 of these a day. Whoa. And that's perfectly fine. So people are scheduled out through June 12th right now. I mean, we have openings, but this is easy. So I sent them the note. They said yes. And I scheduled them, I helped them schedule in, actually gave them a link to my calendar and they scheduled themselves, self-scheduling situation. But let's say you don't want to do a podcast. You have no desire to do a podcast, but you watched our webinar last week about doing virtual webinars or virtual events. And you know you want to hold a webinar for your local community on fall prevention in the home or heat stroke, or I don't know, whatever it is you want to talk about. And you could line these up once a month for the rest of the year. You could reach out to people, referral sources that are current or people you have not yet connected with that you find on LinkedIn in your area, and say, I'm holding a webinar on fall prevention in the home on May 28th. This online event is for consumers in the St. Louis, Missouri, in the St. Louis metro area, whatever your area is. Would you be interested in participating? It's super easy. I can send you the details. We will highlight your company along with ours. I think you would make a great guest. Can we connect? Now, it's up to you to make sure that they have access to Zoom. Maybe practice with them the couple of days before to make sure they have the right light or the right audio, that they can see everything, because people are not web savvy. Make sure everybody's connected correctly, and share your PowerPoint with them. Ask them if they want to add anything to it. Ask them what they would like to talk about with regard to fall prevention. Maybe have a question for them like, what do you see? In assisted living, what's the best method you have found for fall prevention? Because these are people's homes now when they move to assisted living. What is it that you guys are doing? And what are you teaching your seniors? Include them in the conversation, ask them a few questions, and let them be a co-host with you on a webinar. It doesn't matter if you have 500 people attend that webinar or no people attend that webinar. You hold it anyway and record the whole thing. And then you put it out on social media, and you put it up as a blog post, and you put it up as a video on LinkedIn. The reason I do 6 questions in 9 minutes, you don't have to do that, is because LinkedIn in particular only allows for 10-minute video. And I need to add bumpers on both ends, little intro thingy that you always see. So 10 minutes or less is perfect, not maybe for a webinar, but I still would keep a fall prevention webinar short. 20 minutes is perfect. If you're going to do CEUs, you have to do a whole hour. I get it, that's fine. But if you are going to do something for the public, keep it short, easy, have other people on there with you. It also takes the pressure off of you. You're not the only one that has to talk. Okay, here's another idea that you might think about. Now, you do not I do what's called a netcast. So we're on video and we do the audio. You don't have to do that. Remember, you can just do the audio portion. So I have a podcast called Senior Matters 314. Now, I completely made that up. So what is your area code for your phone number, or what is your zip codes? I have Senior Matters 63301 or something like that. You can name your podcast anything you want, but interview leaders in your local area. Okay, so I have a podcast called Senior Matters 314 that has a nice following in our area. And it doesn't matter if you've never done one, you have a nice following. If you have people on LinkedIn that follow you, you have a nice following. In our area, St. Louis Metro. Leaders in our area, leaders. I didn't say they had to be home care, assisted living, senior care leaders. It could be the mayor for all you care. I mean, it doesn't matter. And that's actually really a great idea. Leaders in our area share their experience and advice. It's a quick 6 questions in 9 minutes because we make it easy on the listener and our contributors, meaning easy for the listener to get through 9 minutes, and easy on the contributors because they don't have to talk for a freaking hour. You don't want them to have to do that if they don't want to. I think you would make a great guest. Can we connect? Oh my goodness. Do you think that people are going to say, no, I don't want to be on your podcast that has leaders in our area? Of course they think you think they're a leader. And maybe they are a leader. Maybe they're a great leader, a business leader, a healthcare leader, a political leader, whoever they are. You have I just gave you the title for your new podcast, Senior Matters, whatever your area code is. Put that together. That's easy peasy stuff. Okay, and then this one, I kind of made it a little different. Instead of senior care, I said I have a podcast called Health Matters 314. So if you are more in the home healthcare, And maybe it's elder law. I have a senior law 314 podcast. I mean, whatever you do, make up your little name and start and do an episode on your own. Answer the questions yourself. The 6 questions, which I can share with you. But do one on your own. Interview your business partner. Interview friend, do whatever you're going to do, and then have a couple of episodes they can view. And then you can invite other people. So here is, so you can search on LinkedIn with a free account. So I'm not going to show you how to find people, but you can search on LinkedIn with your free account for people in your local area. And you can send them a connection request. Do you have to do it manually? Yes. When you send a connection request, LinkedIn will give you the opportunity to say something. This is what you say. This is what you put in there. Hi, whoever you are. I have a podcast called blah, blah, blah. Or hi, I'm doing a webinar on fall prevention in the home on May 28th. Would you like to do it? And you may need to send this to several people. The first person you ask may not even looked at LinkedIn before now on May 28th. You may want to send this to 3 or 4 people and see who responds. And it's okay to have more than one person on your webinar. Or if you schedule it out and you don't have any room for anybody else, say, hey, well, we're going to do another one in June. Would you like to be on that one? Come on, just get yourself together, schedule a few of them out, and get some people on there. Okay, so if you have a paid account, that is called LinkedIn Premium, I guess. You can sign up for a 30-day free trial, get all the junk you want out of here, and then move on with your life and cancel the free trial. So I think it's $80 a month. You may not want to spend that. I don't know. It used to be $40 a month. I don't know when it went to 80. But anyway, they have something called Sales Navigator. You can subscribe to Sales Navigator. That's in part of your premium subscription. And here's what I did. I did a few of these searches to show you how to find connections. This is connections in my local area, if I were reaching out to new people with 3 to 10 years of experience. So note that, 3 to 10 years of experience. Now, I'm looking for new connections, not my current connections. I can see that easily on a free account. I want to connect with some new people. So here's what I did. I went to Sales Navigator, and I went to lists or searches, and I put in the keyword of home care. And then I put in Greater St. Louis, because that's where I am. I don't care about these other things. And then I put in health, wellness, and fitness, and hospital and healthcare. People go back and forth in our industry between these two, so I went ahead and put them both in. And then I put seniority level. I want to talk to an owner or a partner. You might want to put in a marketer. You might want to put in a salesperson or a sales associate or whatever. You can try different things. And then I put in my relationship. I want them to be a 2nd degree connection. That means we haven't officially connected yet. We are not 1st degree connections. And then you can't see this on the screen, but down below it asks for experience. And I put in 3 to 10 years of experience. And this is the list that came up. So for home care, I got 165 results. Do you think I could probably connect with a few people? Absolutely. And then I want to look at people who've posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. That means they are logging into LinkedIn on a fairly regular basis. So that's kind of important. And that's only 22 out of the 165. So if I were to click on this, those 22 people would show up. And those are the people that I would want to know. And I would want to save that search. Okay, and I would want to send them that connection request about my podcast before my 30 days is up. I want to go ahead and send it. I would want to schedule them out. You can schedule them and get connected with them. So once they're connected, you don't need to come in here and look at them. So that is the first way to use Sales Navigator. In this case, I put in senior housing. So I'm a home care agency owner, but I want to connect with people in the senior housing. Now for this one, I own the same stuff, Greater St. Louis, 2nd degree connection, health, wellness, hospital, and healthcare. I only have 44 results, and I thought that was kind of weird. It was kind of low, and only 5 of them have posted in the last 30 days. So then I tried senior care, just senior care, Greater St. Louis, these two things, second degree connection, 3 to 10 years of experience. And I had over 1,000 results. And that is awesome. Changed jobs in the past 90 days, and 163 of these folks have posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. Those are the people I want to talk to, and absolutely that's plenty for me. So I think you can export this list as well. You will not get their contact information. You will not get their email address. LinkedIn is very careful about that because they want you to stay on their platform. But typically when you send them a message, like one of the ones I just showed you, they're going to send you their email address and say, hey, can you connect with me on, at mary@abchomecare.com or whatever, because they're not on LinkedIn every day. So, and almost everybody I've connected with has sent me their email address. So all I have to do is have myself or an assistant or somebody else go in and, make sure they're in our CRM. I have their email address, and now they're on my newsletter list, and they're on, getting notifications about any of our webinars and things like that. But also they have every opportunity, of course, to schedule a podcast. So this is people that I would want, and you're going to have to look through here. Not everybody is going to meet your criteria. And if they've changed jobs in the past 90 days, they may not be in a position where they want to get on a podcast because they literally have a brand new job. So go through these lists and see what you can come up with and get them interested in whatever virtual events you are holding. Can you send them just a plain Jane email that says, hey, we're in the same area and I'd like to connect with you? Of course you can. But it doesn't give them a whole lot of incentive to say anything else. What you really want to do is start a conversation, and you really want them to get to know who you are. And that's why, if you're going to do this, you need to make sure your profile is maxed out. You have everything up there that you would ever want to say about yourself or your business or your professionalism or whatever, because they're going to look at your profile pretty fast. In fact, everybody who I've sent that message to has absolutely looked at my profile in the last 30 days. So how challenging is it to do a podcast or a video cast or a netcast or whatever you want to call it for recording? And I believe almost all of these have a free version. So for recording, I showed you what it looks like when we do a Zoom recording, which is what we're doing now, except it's just me. You can also do this on Skype. If you both have Skype, or if the other person's willing to download Skype, it's free. There is also one called cleanfeed.net, which is going to be just the audio. So Zoom and Skype will do the video and the audio. If you don't care about the video portion of it, you just want to do something with audio, which I understand, you can use cleanfeed.net, squadcast.fm, and zencaster.com. All of those will help you get online with your guest on audio from your computer, and it will let you guys have a conversation that is recorded, and it's recorded, I want to say in HD, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's recorded in a nice way, and you can edit the recording inside these platforms. They all have a free level. I believe maybe not Zencaster, but it's pretty cheap. It's the oldest of all of these. All of these will give you an audio file. To edit a podcast, there are a couple of ways. I use Audacity. It's free. You download it to your computer and you can edit your audio. I get it that you don't want to have something that's, crazy and long and you have to learn all this stuff. Alitu.com allows you to edit really seamlessly and easily. So if that's something you need. If you're doing a very fast audio-only podcast, then typically the only thing you have to edit is the beginning when you're talking and chit-chatting with each other for a minute and saying, hey, are you ready to go or whatever. You need to edit that piece out, and then you go and say, hi, this is Valerie with the Senior Care Industry Podcast where we interview blah, blah, blah. So you might want to edit that out, but otherwise you can kind of leave it. And you don't have to edit the middle of it. If your dog barks like mine did, or the trash can dude comes, leave it. People are at home. They totally get it. All right. So where do you host a podcast or a netcast. So the free versions are, of course, YouTube. You can even do just audio, I think, on YouTube. And I think you can just do audio on Facebook. So if you have a podcast and you want to just upload the audio, I believe Facebook will allow you to do that. And it will say, it gives you the option to do that. And it'll show that it's just audio. I've seen people do it. YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn will all take your videos and they will all host them for you for free. LinkedIn requires that the video be under 10 minutes. Probably the audio too, would be my guess. I don't know if they just do audio. So all that's free. Vimeo. If you want, you can have a fairly low cost or maybe even free Vimeo account. You can put all your stuff there. It's more private. You can decide what you want to share and what you don't want to share. It's like a business account for YouTube where but it's maybe has a low level free account. And then Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is what I use for almost everything with regards to podcasts. So here's what I did. I went to buzzsprout.com. All they care about is the audio. They do not care about the video. I upload my whole video with everything. It's edited, but it's the video. And they strip out automatically the audio file because the audio files and video files are always separate inside of a video. Anyway, it strips out the audio file. It only keeps the audio file. And you decide what the name of your podcast is. You put in all the stuff. And then Buzzsprout even helps you submit your podcast to all kinds of different places. Did I put that up here? No, but I'll show you in a second. So Buzzsprout allows us to have our podcast on iTunes, Google, Amazon, ALXEA. If I say her name, she'll ask me what I want. So if you ask for our podcast, and then it will say, okay, and it'll play it for you. We're on almost every platform you can imagine. We don't have to pay to be on those platforms. That's free. Buzzsprout, I think, is $7 a month for one show. $7, and they host everything, and they keep, and it's a feed, and you can put it on your website. So let's go to Buzzsprout, and you can see what that looks like. If you have questions, please use the Q&A section to ask your question, and I will answer them. Okay, so here's hello. Here is the Senior Care Industry Podcast. You can see I just upload a new episode. I choose my file. It's a video, and then it'll ask me to fill in all the details. So here's all the ones, and you can see the duration. This is a whole webinar that we did. You can see the duration is about an hour. It's had 25 downloads. This is just the audio portion of it. So people they're running errands, they're in their car, they're walking, and they're listening to our podcast. These are some of the interviews I've recently done that are supposed to be under 9 minutes, under 10 minutes, except that one, I talk too much. For players, I can put this player on my website, and you can see that you can just play it from our website, which we do have on our website. And then it'll give you a little website if you want. Let's see what that looks like. So here it is. If you want, you can refer people to this. And then directories. So right now we are on Apple. We're also on iHeartRadio and Pandora, but I didn't add it in. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Stitcher. We're on iHeart, TuneIn, Alexa. I don't really know what I did with all these other ones. But if you're on Apple, which is this one, you're also on Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, and Castbox. It's a lot. Resources, if you need help. Podcast settings. This is what it looks like on all those platforms. You set it up once here, and it goes out to all those platforms the way you want. And then statistics. And I'm not saying that we're like, Joe Rogan or anything here. Don't get me wrong. I love Joe Rogan, but this is not us. So this is a really old one. Top episodes of all time, 747 downloads. I'm way behind Joe Rogan. Apple Podcasts, 68% of the people who listen to our stuff listen on Apple. We have 110 listeners, or people who have listened regularly in the last 7 days, in the last 30 days, in the last 90 days, total all time 34,000. But we've done this for a long time. So it's not hard. This is $7 and this is not hard to do. Or webinar, do once a month webinar like we do. And it doesn't matter who is listening. It's all about catching people on the replay. You would love to have 500 people on every webinar that you do, but let's just get real. If you have 15 people or 20 people or 3 people, it's worth doing, and it's worth recording, and it's worth putting it out there as content on your website everywhere. So here is what it looks like when, sorry, you're seeing my calendar. When you put it on your website, and if you are our client, of course we will help you with this. But what we do is we put it on our website. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Hello, hello. Ask your questions. Put them in the Q&A section right here. Connect, listen, watch us online. So right here it says, join our Senior Care Marketing Facebook group, join our LinkedIn group, listen to us. If you click on any of these, it'll take you to the place where you can download our podcast. If you want to watch us, there's our YouTube channels, Amazon Fire TV channels, Roku TV channels, Facebook, where you can see most of our stuff, and then Twitch. Does anybody watch me on Twitch? No. It's for youngins and gamers and stuff, but I still have a channel on Twitch, whatever. And this is that same thing I just showed you. Here's how all you have to do is click play, and you can listen to it from anywhere. Okay? So it's not that hard to do. You can do this. You just got to get it together a little bit and get a couple of accounts. If you need a little advice, I'm happy to give a little advice. We don't set these up necessarily for our clients, but if you are a client, we will always consult with you and help you and point you in the right direction. My favorite process, if you're going to do this, if you're going to set this up, starting, you need at least 2 weeks advance notice to start, to reach out to people, to get people scheduled on your podcast or your webinar or whatever you want to do. And I talked about this in the last webinar. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. You can watch the last webinar we did on virtual events. You need to make some decisions, create an invitation, email out at least twice, put out announcements on social media, hold your webinar event, follow up with people, and post your recording. And this system right here will get you more inquiries and more attention than you could ever want online. So questions and next steps. You can ask questions right now via the chat feature or the Q&A feature. You can read more about LinkedIn. I'm going to post this webinar on our website, asnmarketingplan.com/linked. Oh yeah, that's right, LinkedIn. This is where it'll be posted, but of course you'll get a follow-up email with the recording. Okay, I'm going to go to questions. How do I become a client? Oh, well, that's so nice, Seneca. If you go to this website right here, asnmarketingplan.com, you don't have to put the end here, asnmarketingplan.com, you can look at all of our services and all the things we offer. And if you want to become a client, that's totally fine. Let's see, I have a chat. Let's see. Does your CRM integrate with Access Care? You know what? That's a great question. It does not. So here's why, and here's the thing you should know. Our CRM is for marketing and sales and recruiting. It is not meant to be a part of your client's medical record or staffing or payroll or anything like that. We're limited to marketing and things like that. However, I will say this. Whether it's Access Care, Clear Care Online, or any of those, there is something called an API connection. We have reached out to Clear Care. I will also reach out to Access Care because it is nice if you do recruiting through our CRM, if you can just zap that data right into whatever you use for daily patient care or staffing or whatever. I get it. We have reached out and we will find out what kind of API connections we can get. So today, no, but you can download or export anything you want from our CRM and import it into your Access Care, Clear Care, whatever you want. That is very possible. It's easy to do. So do they connect directly? No, but can you export and import? Absolutely. Whoops. Hello, everyone. I think I have a couple more questions. What kind of microphone do you prefer? Any shopping advice? Well, that's a great question. There's something called a snowball, blue snowball, I believe. I think there's even white snowballs. But anyway, this one is called, it's called something. This one was recommended to me. It's called a Fifine, Fifine, Fifine. And it's on an arm, so you can't see it here. It also has a clicky shield. I don't use it very often, but this is on an arm. It's connected to my desk, and it just kind of comes over. It's plugged into my computer, and it's the only microphone I've used in about, I don't know, maybe 4 years, 3 years. I also use snowballs, though. They're pretty easy to buy on Amazon. Any of this is on Amazon. And you can just go there and buy any snowball microphone. If you're going to use your phone because you don't have a whole big setup, that's fine. But be sure to buy a lapel mic that either Bluetooths to your phone, but more importantly, connects directly to your phone, that plugs into your phone. So make sure if you're going to do this from your phone that you have a lapel mic, especially if the phone's going to be sitting over here on your desk and you're kind of back from it. That audio needs to be really good. Looking forward to our interview on the 20th. Oh, thank you, Joe. And I'm just starting my home care and running into many roadblocks like EIN. Well, I don't know what that is, but I certainly will be happy to talk to you about it. I think that's all the questions I have. Does anybody else have a question about online marketing or about anything that we have talked about here today, reaching out to referral sources on LinkedIn? Have something interesting to say to them before you start reaching out. That's my best advice. Do not send them messages that say, hey, can you send me your referrals? Hey, can you send me your referrals? Hey, we provide home care. Hey, we provide home care. They know what you do. Add value to their lives, add value to the challenges they're facing right now are the same challenges you're facing. So if you can help them develop a little content, then they're going to be really interested in talking to you. If nobody else has any questions, then we are done for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will post the replay, and we'll do our next deep dive next week, and it will be viewer's choice. So watch for that email. Thanks, everybody. Bye.